Hi, I'm Cynthia Schiller. Please like and subscribe. We're going to talk about something kind of important now that we've broken free. We are narc free and we are ready to start moving on. We do need to be careful. There are some romance scammers. Some of us might, especially with COVID, it's starting to ease up now, but going to online dating. A lot of us are so busy or working from home. Things have changed. We're not having contact with people like we used to if you're working at home. And other people too are kind of trapped at home doing their job, even if you're going to yours. But if we start talking to somebody, I'll tell you I had one try at a Facebook relationship, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. But a lot of times they'll have mobile jobs where they're out of the country, or they try to lure us in that they'll have some time for us. But be aware, if they're saying they're working in the military, there's great military people, but scammers will use that as a way for being out of the country. Maybe they're saying that they're a pilot. They have to travel a lot. They work in an oil rig, or maybe they're a doctor who is saving the world at some international organization. So they'll reach out to us, trying to lure us in. A lot of times profile pictures might be fake. So be careful on that. A lot of times we won't want to talk in person. So I'm going to mix in my little experience. I went to China, and so I get excited. I had a great experience over there. So there was this one person who, really good looking Chinese person, but he was really bulked up. And I was over there. Not that many are bulked up. Some are. I'm 6'1". I was probably the tallest person in that country. They're usually not that tall. I think I met one person who was taller than me. And then some are pretty close, but they're usually not that tall. But this person with their profile was 6'2" or something like that. I'm from the Detroit area ish, and so they said they were from that area, and that's where I grew up. I don't live there anymore, but so it's kind of like I could relate to that area and talk about things. The person had just like, we were texting, and he's like, I said, well, why don't we talk, because he was really sweet. And so he was trying to just keep it on text. I wanted to do WhatsApp because I think that is not traceable. Because I'm like, well, just Facebook message me, or I gave him my number. He didn't want to talk. He wanted to do the private WhatsApp. And so I had wanted a vocal conversation. So he's like, my English isn't that good, because he's saying he's from China but working in Detroit. And then I said, oh, I'm from Detroit. And then he starts saying he's working in Canada. So it wasn't making sense already, because I went to college in Canada as well. All you gotta do is cross over the Detroit River and you're in Canada. But he said he was like way up in Canada, and not wanting to verbalize with me. I tried getting some pictures from him. He sent some food pictures which looked like authentic Chinese food, but it was like a little too perfect, to where, is he pulling it off the web? The bowls, one bowl was white, another bowl was black. Usually people have the same color bowl that they use for every meal. So that to me was a possible red flag. And we can all use different dishes, but so the dishes, too perfect of pictures, like just the way a soup was, where it was a soup, but it looks beautiful. Different color dishes, not wanting to verbally speak. So they might give you, I'm really tired, I'll just chat. Be careful on that kind of thing. His English, and you can use translators, but his communication with me was great in English. But then he's telling me his English isn't good enough, but he's lived here for 3 years. And if he has this high tech job, how is he surviving in whether it's America or Canada speaking Chinese at that kind of company. So he started talking about Bitcoins, and I was just like, that's great, you know, and I have my own business, so I get enthused about things. So I let him be enthused. I said, yeah, I'd love to learn, but he started getting real pushy on that. And so he said he wanted to help me, and it starts turning into this Bitcoin thing. And I would ask little questions, just without investing money. Sure, I'd like to learn about it, but I'm not investing anything in something I don't know about. So he wanted $5,000. And it's kind of funny how after trying several times to get me to, because I'm like, well, maybe I'll risk $100. And he's like, well, you got to do like 5,000. So be careful if they start asking you for money. Be careful if they start telling you they're out of town, or they have language barriers, or, things like that, where they're super sweet. And if you don't come up with the money, they're going to ghost you. So be careful that you don't get into it too deep. Often they're extra good looking, or just that little thing. There are tall Chinese people. There are some muscular Chinese people, but it was just really odd that the whole story wasn't adding up. So I was already on alert. Watch out for red flags. So when they start saying they're in a job that takes them away out of the country, or hard to reach, or they're gone a lot, they can maintain communication. They can continue to love bomb. They'll start to build trust in us, and they don't even have to meet us. And a lot of times, was it Dr. Phil? That this person went on for 2 years, and it was a substantial amount of money. I can't remember, it was like 60 to 120,000, whatever it was. It was a lot for somebody you've never met. They took this other girl's picture, just some beautiful woman. And he would, it was a she that was a scammer. So it can be male or female. So she used this pretty woman's pictures within her life. So you can ask them to hold up, a red mark or a blue marker by their face, to kind of make sure it's not just a snatch and grab. Yeah, I said snatch. Just kidding. To where, they just take a picture off the internet to fool you. And the relationship, it'll often move quickly, and it'll make you feel like they're really into you, and they just want us to kind of get swept off our feet, so we build this trust with them, so they can start this scam as quickly as possible before they're even ever found out. They also want to move on to the next person. They want to take all they can from you, and have the next victim in line. So some narcissists purposely do these kind of things. So some signs are, they start to move too quickly. Maybe the scammer's telling us all of a sudden that they love us. They talk about marriage. They try to see what is important to us and try to promise that. It's all future faking. So once, they want to move the conversations off site wherever you met them. If there's like a chat history, they want to take it to, like I said, the WhatsApp. Or sometimes they want to look at your phone number, try to connect things with you so they can find more tools, or locate where you are. A lot of times their profiles just going to seem too good to be true. A lot of narcissists are really good looking, but are they giving you the true them? Is it somebody else's picture? Is it them from 20 years ago? Are they even honest about their age? So they want us to feel like we hit the jackpot, and people like that. That's something that makes us feel good when we have like the perfect mate. So they try to bring that to us. They're very proactive in their thinking, and sometimes they might want to seem like they're above our league, but they still want to talk to us like we're the lucky one. But just watch out for that profile picture. If they seem, puppy dogs and kitty cats where they're taking care of the world, saving everybody. Sometimes it might be they purposely might use religion, that they're a good Christian or a Orthodox Jew, or they're really into their religion, whatever it might be. And they might even pull off your profile on Facebook or wherever that you're a Christian or an atheist or whatever it is, to utilize that to make you feel a bond with them. So they might try to match their education or even a job, so they can pretend to relate to what you're talking about. So someone that claims to be a doctor, with this international organization, they should have the education that matches their job duties. So be aware of that too. See what their education is. Does it say associate's degree in whatever, or is it, they went to whatever medical school? Does the years match up? Because it takes a while to get through medical school. And so if it seems too good to be true, you're also going to get some gut feelings. Like I had a gut feeling with that person right away. Like, first two texts back and forth, but then the Canada and the Detroit and, little things like that. He did know about China, so he probably could have been Chinese. Or there's a lot of expats, or what are we called, going over there that live. A lot of Americans might even live in China. And this is a worldwide web. So you can get people from all over. And so they also will never make plans to see us, or if they do, they'll cancel them. So be aware, they'll give you some story to get out of it. A lot of times they'll relate it to their job, and they'll be like so apologetic. They don't mean it. People who create fake profiles, they never intend to meet with us. There are some out there that just want to take from us. They might meet us, but just be aware of what you're getting into. And, these fake scammers, those are the ones that never intend to see you. And be careful, because there's some people that really fall in love. And it's hard to get to know someone, hard to see the red flags. Really listen to the way they talk about things. Are they talking about themselves? Are they, it takes time, but you're starting to feel red flags. And that's something I want you to hold on to as you talk to these people, if you decide to do these online dating things. So because of their job or where they're located, they'll come up with some reason. And even though they never meet the victim, they'll come up with multiple ways that would make us, feel like they still want to see us and feel like we're spending time with them. They just want to make sure that this trust is maintained. They want us to feel special. And sometimes, after we get out of these bad relationships, that's what we want. We just want to feel special again. So don't let that need put on, those foggy glasses you can't see through. Make sure you're really analyzing who you're thinking about meeting. It's a dangerous world out there. So this scammer is great at just keeping hope alive. They know exactly what to say to reassure us, but it's all BS. And that's what's hard, is we like to trust people. We do the cognitive dissonance where, just like, two conflicting things. And I could be like, yeah, he's in Detroit, but that makes sense. And well, why doesn't he know English? And we're going through all these things that don't make sense, but then we're like wanting to believe the best. So I'll be like, oh, well, yeah, I mean, I guess I went over the river to go to college. I guess they could too. But then you got the distance. It's like, but why would you come to Detroit from China and work in Canada? Really don't discount things. Take them up instead of take them down, because usually that's where the truth is. It's more comfortable for us to bring it to the more comfortable for us. Like, oh, that made sense. They love me. It's usually this one. And then they'll ask for money. You know, this guy was probably going to tell me, he showed me some evidence of, what did he make? $56,000 in one day. It's all Bitcoin. I don't know that much about it, but that's a pretty good amount. But you know, I could draw stuff up on a computer and make it look real. Plus I don't know what, you know, is that from the stock exchange? Like, I don't even know what I'm trying to compute in my head. Like, oh, it looks legit. It doesn't mean it's legit. You know, especially if he's as intelligent as he says he is, he knows how to get that paperwork together. You can draw that up on Canva or whatever. So they'll ask for usually large amounts of money. Mine asked for 5,000. I'm sure he would have pretended to invest it, pretended to, or shown me a fake chart of the progress that I made, and asked for more, you know, things like that. And, you know, once the scammer feels like they've gained our trust, that's when we are vulnerable, and that's when they're going to ask for some money. So be aware of that. They'll give us a reason. Whatever reason they give us is going to vary from scammer to scammer, but it's usually requested with some sob story on why they need it. They want us to feel sorry for them. You know, maybe they have medical expenses. That's a big one, is medical expenses. So if you've never ever met them, there's no need to give them money. You don't know them. You don't even know if it's a real person, and especially not large sums of money. They're pulling on our heartstrings, you know, and they'll say they need money to get home from some remote location, that they have to take care of a sick parent, or things like that, to where now we're like, wow, they're such a good person. Of course I'll help them out. But they're just there for your money. Be really aware of that. And they'll prey upon our vulnerabilities. They just want to draw us into a close relationship, makes us feel like we're one of a kind. And that's just something we got to be aware of. We often, you know, have missed red flags in the past, but hopefully now, you know, through these YouTube videos and learning, and if you're in therapy or Googling, you're going to start to see red flags. Your heart's going to tune into that a little bit more. So to protect yourself, you know, just be aware what's out there. And we'll talk more about scammers in a different video. This one's more related to online. Comment below. Have you ever had any nightmare experiences with these online scammers? I've had a couple friends who have talked about, you know, relationships where they did end up asking for money. Some people do. They'll give away so much money because they have such a big heart, and just don't do that. If you've never met the person, definitely don't do that. And especially, you know, the first time you see them, especially with all the you know, out of country and this and that came up, just start to see the pattern and protect yourself. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.